Hey everybody, Alex back here talking to you about my Wednesday night game. So, new recap, here we go. The group was still in this old Illithid temple area. Last thing that we had done was we killed this as our DM called it, a reskinned hook horror. So it was like an insectoid, had like mandible claws, and it was pretty badly hurt already when we attacked it. And Miguel shot it, and it dropped pretty quickly. We went into that room and found the leader of the blind Grimlocks that were our friends in there, dead. So, started off with the Grimlocks kind of looking around, looking at the bodies, and they stopped when they got to their leader and kind of were reverent about the situation. Cooper at this point had heard a little scratching noise over by another door that was inside. So we went in, and then there's a door to our right. To our right, as soon as you walk into this room. And it kind of had a bar that was ajar on there. So Cooper went over there and just lit it down. Made sure that the door was locked. I tried sensing what was on the other side of it. Soren did. Failed. Classic Soren, rolling nothing below, or nothing above 10 for at least the first half of the night. And then as they inspected their leader, they slipped off a glove. The glove was like a gauntlet, but it had the pinky area missing. Further inspection of it, we discovered that it had been sewn to allow for a humanoid hand to put it on without the pinky being covered. This intrigued a lot of us because we have a ranger, paladin, who is currently missing a pinky finger. That happened when he got his guns. We haven't gone in and found out really a whole lot about it. We just know he's missing his pinky finger, and he has guns now. And now we've seen him do some paladin style things, so we're kind of piecing that together and everything like that to find out what's going on with Miguel. Soren keeps saying, when we get out of this place, we got to have a talk about that. We'll see if we get a chance to or not. Anyway, so they started pulling this glove off, and as soon as they did that, we started hearing thuds coming from the door that Cooper had just locked. So, without having a whole lot of time to do anything else, we decided to have Miguel cast his spike growth at the door, and all of us get on the outside edges of that. Soren came in, helped them move their leader to the corner of the room, which brought them to the corner of the room actually as well, and Miguel cast spike growth in that area, and 3 more of these reskinned hook horrors came in, took some damage on their way, and Soren ran over to the side to get them all in line and used his Javelin of Lightning. Missed the actual hit, but the lightning then coursed through all 3 of them, doing some damage to them. And that brought all of their attention to him, which is fine. He's perfectly okay with that. They came over, missed quite a few, hit once, I think. Akrith shooting her crossbow, or his crossbow, sorry. Akrith shooting his crossbow. Then Dramira shooting off some Eldritch Blasts. Then got Claude, and when that happens, these creatures get a chance to then bite down on you. And so when that happened, Dramira got hit pretty hard. But thankfully, Miguel did enough damage to that hook horror that it died and fell on top of her, which actually did well for her because it gave her cover. And then she just had disadvantage on being able to reach around and point her next Eldritch Blast at, oh yeah, the 3 hook horrors that came in at the door behind us now. So we had 3 in the room, 3 behind us. We were fighting with them. We were missing Gesh tonight, and why do I think we were missing someone else? Oh, and for most of the night, Sharth. So it was just Dramira, Akrith, Miguel, Soren, and Cooper. Cooper was turned his Spirit Guardians on and and had them take some damage while they've been moving around and taking the ones inside moving around taking damage from spike growth. We thought when this encounter started that this was the oh crap moment for us. This was the real combat where we were all going to start dying. Thankfully, that didn't happen. We did well enough. I stunned one of them so it couldn't hit Dramira anymore, or anyone else for a round, and then punched the other one to death. Dramira actually was hitting with her, even though she's at disadvantage, with pointing her Eldritch Blasts at a couple of them, and of course Miguel and his rat Laszlo are just murder machines. So. Regardless of the fact that this was a tougher combat than I think we were used to, which it gave us all pause at first, we did well. If Anthony, if you're watching, keep combat like that. It was fun. It gave everyone a chance to actually participate in the combat and do something. So yeah, we had this fight. We took care of them, and then we proceed. The 2 Grimlocks that were our friends went out and tried to attack these hook horrors, and drew their attention and died quickly. So, needless to say, all of our allies in this area dead. And I think so. At this point, we just kind of licked our wounds a little bit. Soren got hit pretty hard on the last one that was in front of him. I think Akrith took quite a bit of damage at one point. So we were all kind of getting low, and a lot of our spellcaster spells were diminishing. So we kind of did a quick search on everything. We took Soren picked up the glove, tried to gain some knowledge from it. Didn't really get anything. Gave it to Miguel because it kind of fit with the pinky. It kind of made sense. Miguel couldn't really get anything off of it either. Used Detect Magic and got nothing from it. But it was fitting to our hand. So I'm not sure why Detect Magic didn't work on that. I need to ask Anthony about that. But we then kind of did a look around, trying to find out where more a safe spot would be to take a long rest, because we actually haven't done one in a while. And so Soren kind of was quietly opened the door, looked in, and was able to actually see heard the chittering get louder. Heard the little skittering across the floor, and was able to actually see a mass of more of these hook horrors further into the room, and we decided to go that way because Cooper had a vision from Solaris about how to get out, and it led him in that direction. So, like I said, Soren did that. We decided that was not the way to go at the moment. We wanted to take a rest first. We found a door that led into an empty room, which just allowed us to take a long rest. During that long rest, Miguel took the first watch and spent some time with the glove. Nothing happened. So Soren said, well, let me try and spend some time with it. Soren spent some time with it, and lo and behold, it is an item of sorts. I think I know the reason now that I'm thinking about the actual item, why it didn't have magic, but I need to ask him about that. So Soren has this glove, and he knows it does something. I'm not going to spoil it for those that in my group that are watching. But yeah, he discovered that it does something. Also during the night, Miguel and Soren, during their watches, were hearing some dragging noises. We had thought, Soren kind of gave this idea before we went and did our long rest, that we would start a fire, burning all those corpses that we had just killed, and therefore drawing the attention of all of these creatures over to the fire area, so we could slip in behind and make our way out, hopefully. Because we are, at this point, we're like, we've got to be getting close to the exit. But we were hearing dragging noises. Akerth took the third watch, heard nothing. Dead silent. Almost fell asleep because of that. We all got our full rest. All of our spells, all of our hit points, everything recovered. Did a quick look. Yep, they dragged all the bodies away. There's blood and ichor on the floor that kind of had a drag pattern. To the left, thankfully the room we wanted to go to was to the right. Walk into that room. We don't see any of the bugs. We notice that the drag pattern kind of goes past this rubble area that used to be a doorway. And we walk in there. We see off to the left, once we get past the rubble doorway, the bodies of the Grimlocks. And so they stored them in there. Don't know where all the creatures went, but that's okay. We're not upset about them not being there. Soren could hear the chittering coming from behind them louder than anywhere else. So we figured they were probably behind us and they might be coming back soon. We take a look around and there's a little hallway. But before you get to that hallway and the bigger part of the room that we're in, it kind of looks like this. So we're in this part of the room, and then there's this little hallway here. And right here in the room, going up through the hole, through the ceiling, is a hole. Kind of looks caved in. And this is where Coop says, "This is the vision I had. This looks everything like that. That's the way we're supposed to go." So as we're about ready to go up, Akerth notices a skeleton at the end of the hallway, at the finger point. Upon closer inspection, we have Coop go that way and look at it. He discovers that it is the bones of the dead body, mummified-ish dead body of a Illithid. With everything that's been going on, with Soren now being able to read Qualith and everything like that, he's immediately like, "Oh, well, let me go take a look. That's an awesome idea." Rolled a nat 1 on my investigation, so instead of looking, he just decides to grab out his paper and start drawing the bone structure and everything like that. Actually rolled a 19 on the performance for that, so hey, it looks good. Akerth came over and he took a look at the body. Discovered that there was something shiny underneath the tentacle, the mummified tentacles of the Illithid, and found a necklace. What that necklace does as of yet, we're not 100% sure, because it did not require attunement, but Akerth did not want to share that information just quite yet. We all decided to hurry up and go up the hole. Some struggled, some of us made it up there fairly easily, a couple 100 feet, and found our way into another big cavern section. But we know that we are no longer in this Illithid-like temple area. What we do know is that as soon as we start walking out of this entrance to the cave area, we find out that we are in what looks to be half of a building that looks like the rest of the buildings around us, and they all look like conical shells with tendrils. I can't remember what they're called now that I'm trying to remember it as I'm recording. That's fun. But I will find a picture and make it the image for this video, the thumbnail. There we go. So look at the thumbnail. That's what that's what I'm talking about, and that is where we left off. Cooper. Sorry, the last thing that we found out is Cooper felt very scared about this, and started kind of backing up. This is not going to be a good place for us, but it's not deeper into the underdark, hole-ish type place, hellish, aberration-ish place that we have been, and we're moving forward and getting out of where we are. So, Novelisk. Hey, those Novelisk shells. There we go. Anyway, I will find an image of that. Still put it as the thumbnail, so you'll get an idea. And that's where we're at. Moving forward. Hopefully getting to the point where we can see the sun soon. I know a lot of characters are tired of being underground. Our group as a whole doesn't do well with dungeons, I think. We kind of get sick of being in one place too long. And that's not the fault of our DM or anything like that. We're all progressing through the storyline. I don't think we would have felt that way had we not lost one of our players, who was the whole reason why we were down here. I think it would have been a cool thing for us to go through. But unfortunately, he had to leave our group, so then we were left in this dungeon. We had to and we just, at that point, had to find our way out. But yeah, that's where we're at. Hopefully it leads to us to a point soon where we can, I keep talking about RP because that's the thing that I like to do. I like to have all that stuff happen. And I have thoughts about things that I want to say to characters, but taking that time in a dark cave or a dungeon where it feels like talking too loud is probably not the best of ideas, or when we want to rest, it's because our group is tired and just needs to rest. Doesn't seem like the place to do that stuff. So we'll see if we get that chance, and if not, then maybe I'll just try and, before we take our next long rest, be like, hey, there's my RP. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, so I'm just going to end the video. You guys take care, and we'll see you next time.